And welcome to the breakdown. I'm your host Quincy Hachu, and we're going to be talking about the big three, the latest issues of Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. I'm going to review these in the order in which I feel is the least best to the best this week. So the first one I'm going to review is probably the one that's most lacking, and the last one I'm going to review is probably the one that I think brought a lot to the table this week in their stories. That first one is definitely going to be Bleach. I'm talking about Bleach 425. And I'll make this real quick because not much happened in this chapter. What happened? We see Onihime has a new hairstyle, Ishida has a new hairstyle, and there's a new foot. So we got hairstyle, and a foot. Seriously though, one thing that really happened is some bullies go to Ichigo's school. Ishida's getting ready to fight them, and I think Ichigo is running to help him fight him. Wow. We went from espadas to now regular bullies. That's, a little anticlimactic. I think all this is just setting up for setting up for a bigger story, but boy, it takes its time, doesn't it? The foot's probably from that new guy who we saw last chapter. This is the thing I hate about Bleach, is that it took 2 chapters to explain nothing. I mean, we easily could have just put the 2 chapters together and got at least something out of it. So now I gotta wait another week to just see probably the new guy show up, and at the end of that chapter, he's just gonna stand there with his arms crossed or something, or just standing there with maybe cracking his knuckles, acting like he's gonna fight somebody. And then I gotta wait another week to actually see him fighting somebody or doing something or explaining some story. Anyway, moving on. Moving on to number 2 is One Piece, and I won't be saying this a lot, but yes, One Piece did come in number 2 this week, and this is chapter 603, and it was a damn good chapter. I love Oda's work. I'm a big One Piece fan, and this was a very good chapter. We see some interesting things. We actually see a young Goldie Roger who looks pretty familiar. And not only that, but I just noticed, I just kind of put 2 and 2 together, that I see Rayleigh has a scar over his eyes, and I see Zoro has a scar over his eyes. I wonder if that's got anything to do with the future. We also see that the young Goldie Roger has the straw hat, and it looks just like Luffy. Honestly, not even trying to. You don't see the eyes, but he looks identical to Luffy. I wonder if hopefully that plays a role into the future. One thing that I love what Oda does is we see this a lot, that we'll see this a lot in most mangas, that when there's a group of people talking and they don't want to draw the actual picture of everybody talking at once, they'll just make bubbles, and you'll have to determine who's talking, but you don't really know who's talking. What Oda does is he actually has the bubbles, but he has the people's faces in the bubbles, a small picture of them, just so you know who's talking, and it goes a long way. So you're not trying to figure out who's saying what. And also, oh man, I never laughed. Man, this is what I love about One Piece the most, is that it's funny. I'll laugh out loud to this all the time. I mean, we got a couple of scenes of Zoro and Luffy trying to break the bubble to go get fish, and it's just simple, and it's funny, and it works. And they don't do it once, but they do it twice, which is hilarious. Man, and it's good to see the Straw Hats together again. I mean, this is what I missed about the crew, is just them hanging out, just having fun. We went 2 years without seeing them together. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a fun 2 years, but man, I really missed this, just hanging out, just having fun. This is what makes you want to be a Straw Hat. You can just chill out with these guys. We see a lot about Akuma, and we find out that what happened 2 years ago was when he showed up, he actually took care of the ship. I gotta admit, I didn't, when I saw that Duval got all beat up and everything from the last chapter, for a couple of chapters ago, guarding the ship, I was kind of wondering, how was Duval gonna actually stop everybody from taking that ship in a 2-year time period? I mean, he was strong, but he wasn't that strong. So let's not act like, if the Marines really wanted that ship, or some pirates wanted it, this one man with a couple of guys could stop him. Now, if it's Kuma, on the other hand, that's a whole different story. And I see that he was, his last wish was to get, programmed before he went under to do a one last mission to protect the ship. And I really like that. I guess Dragon set him up to do that. I guess we'll have to find out later on where that leads. And right now the chapter ends with the Carbu brothers actually chasing down the Straw Hats. Also we see one of the older Carbu brothers' powers. It's funny. It looked kind of like the candle wax that Mr. 2 had, or Mr. 3 had, but we're definitely not going to see that again. So I'm thinking his power as a Loja might be not clay, but maybe clay, kind of like Clayface from Batman, if you're familiar with the Batman series. Something like that. Maybe mud, the mud fruit or something. We haven't seen that yet. It looks interesting though. I don't expect this battle to drag out too long. Also, I would like to see a nice ship-to-ship battle. We haven't seen that really in One Piece. I think that'd be pretty interesting. But you know what? This first boss that Luffy's gonna really fight, they're just cannon fodder. I mean, maybe 2 chapters, maybe 3 is pushing it, but they'll be one and done pretty quickly. I don't see them lasting too long. But I could be wrong. I'm not writing this. I mean, we'll see what he has. All right, and the final one I'm going to review, the big 3, which I thought was the best chapter this week, was definitely Naruto, which was Naruto 5:15. In it, we see this war is getting ready to start. We see Naruto is doing some training with the Foxtail Chakra. About that, I mean, am I the only one who thinks that the design for the nine-tailed chakra Naruto looks kind of bland? I mean, it just looks like a bunch of... It looks kind of lazy. He just looks like so white. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping we get a little more detail out of it. I would like to see some actual chakra tails coming out from the backside of him. But hey, it's still early. I want to see if you can combine it with the Sage mode. Which, how funny is that he went through all that training for Sage mode, only use it once, and now it looks so obsolete. It's not even funny anymore. There's a new headband now for all the United Ninja clans, and we see a lineup of all the of all the captains and squad leaders and various groups, and wow, they really are going to war. There's no we see Guy Sensei actually passing out when he finds out that Kakashi's is going to be one of the leaders. Wow. I tell you what, the story is definitely setting up the whole, the ninja community is all going to be one after this battle's over. Because there's no way we're going to do some new headband and not, and not have that carry over as a foreshadowing that there really is going to be a united front after all this. And we see Kabuto Kabuto and Madara getting their armies ready. And what an army it is. I mean, it seems like everybody who once died in Naruto is coming back for one last bit of show. Zabza and Haku, I mean, hey, I love the guys. I can't wait to see them again. I know some people are kind of upset about them being there because they feel like, they're strong, but not, what are they going to do against, some of the big powerhouses now? I mean, because they were the first villains we see in a series. I think that, but one thing about Naruto that's different from, say, Dragon Ball or Bleach is that you don't have to be super strong to be an effective ninja. I mean, if you have, say, a certain power, I know Haku's was the water trap, he can trap you in. And, Zabza was he was a pretty powerful guy. I mean, yeah, Kakashi beat him, but Kakashi's pretty powerful himself, so let's not act like Zabza can't hold it down. He can't take one or two guys out. I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, it looks like maybe even a Sound 5 might even come back from Mochimaru's group. I like to see that. I think, the boyfriend, Dan, from Tsunade's boyfriend, he's back. Oh man, the dad of Neji's dad's coming back. It's funny. I wonder how Kabuto remembered all these characters, but I guess we all forget that he does have those ninja info cards, which I guess are coming in pretty handy. And Azuma's back. I can't wait to see him and Shikamaru clash and butt heads. He brought back the Hokages. I wonder if the third and the fourth are with him. We don't see them, but that doesn't mean they're not there. And I think it would be really cool if he actually brought back Naruto's mom and dad and Jiraiya. I mean, that to me the pain fight should have. Honestly, to me, Jiraiya was a missed opportunity on the pain fight. I really do feel like that pain should have taken Jiraiya's body and turned it into one of the pains. I thought that would have been pretty cool, and then have Naruto fight say a Jiraiya pain, But hey, I was wrong. Yeah, that's why I don't. I mean, maybe it would have worked, maybe it wouldn't have. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, so that's pretty much wrapping it up. This is Quincy Hates You signing off, and I'll try to give you an update for next week.